In this video, we're going to take a short trip out to one of Johns Island's most unique neighborhoods. This will give you the chance to see the scenery and will give me the chance to talk about how things have changed with the pandemic and how working in a crazy environment has helped us change the way that you may see things here. And do stick around until the end. I'm going to show you a great roadside market that's almost a Kiowa Island. If you like fresh seafood and farm-to-table eating, it's definitely worth it. And you can also get lunch out there, so you should know about it. And if you like this video, at the very end, there's a deep dive video that will show you all of Johns Island and some of the best neighborhoods to know about. So let's get into it in 3, 2, and... Hello there, I'm Nat Wallen. My team and I make videos on getting familiar with the Charleston area, so if you're considering a move here and want to get to know the whole area from a distance, do these 2 things. First, subscribe and click the bell so you can see all of our new uploads. And secondly, look to the home page of natwallen.com. Let me show you. So see this not on YouTube tour link? This is a deep dive tour that's too long to put on YouTube. So follow the prompts and we will send it to you right away. All right, the real estate market here in Charleston, South Carolina has always been exciting. And looking back, when I first started, I didn't know enough to judge whether the market was good or bad. In fact, the first 5 years are a bit of a blur. There was a tech bubble somewhere in there, but I didn't really feel it. I just remember going out and learning how to explain my hometown and trying to meet as many people as often as possible and was pretty oblivious to what was happening in the world around me. I just remember working all the time. And I think there were a few more economic cycles that came and went. And well, by 2005, I had enough years under my belt to be able to look back and have some perspective. In '05, it seemed everywhere I went, I heard people talking about buying or selling homes. This is a home that I sold back in 2006. The buyers bought it for $600,000. And well, the day that we were inspecting it, someone drove up and offered $750,000. So we closed in the morning for 6, and that afternoon for 7. They said, hey, we missed this house. We really like it. We'll give you money. So times were crazy back then, and I could feel it. But I think the real insight came in 2008. This was when the market crashed, and we didn't really know what was happening at the time. We just felt that something was shifting beneath our feet. And well, as real estate agents, we hear all the time about timing the market and wanting to buy or sell at the right time. And I always think back to the big crash. And even though it was very abrupt, there was still a period of time when we just kind of felt like we were in limbo at that exact moment. And my point is, at the time, we didn't know what to think at first when it was actually happening. Timing the market is kind of like catching a falling knife. You can never be really sure when to grab at it. And hindsight always works well. And well, looking back, it obviously became very clear. I mean, movies like The Big Short painted the picture of all the craziness happening behind the scenes. And well, those next few years were rough with short sales happening and everything else. It was a nightmare. And if you're not familiar with short sales, that's when the sellers owe more money on their home than it's worth. And getting the bank to accept less than what is due is no easy feat. And for those of us agents who survived being realtors, and if that's you, congratulations. We definitely had a hard time back then. And we all know we don't want to see that kind of dip again. And knowing what I know now, I don't see that happening. I mean, there are just too many safeguards in place, like actually needing a job and needing money in the bank for the most part to buy a home. So where are we now? The pandemic. I mean, what a mess, am I right? Back in March of 2020, I was closing on this house on the Isle of Palms. When I initially met Josh and Candace, they were living on Sullivan's Island, and I helped them purchase this home in Waukenda, which is right here in Mount Pleasant. It's close in. And it's one of the original few neighborhoods when I was in high school. And well, a few years later, they wanted to get back to the beach. So fast forward to early 2020, and I remember vividly the conversations we were having. You see, Josh has a computer networking business. He helps restaurants and law firms and tons of other companies with the internet and basically their systems. And he was legitimately worried about how this would affect his business, and rightfully so. And I felt for him because there were lots of unknowns out there, and this was a big jump making a big purchase like this. And with these videos, well, thanks for me, they really kind of changed drastically. I mean, we started to get very busy. It seemed with each passing day, people from all walks of life just started to pick up and just move to Charleston. And looking back, many came from the Northeast because of the density. And while I do think this pandemic has been absolutely horrible, I mean, there's been so much loss and so much unnecessary division. It's been stressful, but there's also been some good. And of course, I would never downplay the loss that anyone has experienced. I've lost some friends, I've lost some colleagues, but if there is a silver lining to be found here, I think it's just given us all the chance to take stock of what's happening around us and to appreciate what we have and to make changes to make our lives better, because we only have one chance on this earth as far as I know. So what are the changes that we've seen in real estate? Well, first off, modern technology has really come into effect with FaceTime showings and people buying properties sight unseen, with travel being difficult and everything else. Yesterday is a great example. Neil is in the process of helping a customer from the West Coast purchase a lot. Now, Neil Rice, he's on my team and he's great. And well, this is no easy feat in some cases, especially in new neighborhoods. So the supply chain has affected so many, and it's caused the real estate market to just really heat up. And well, now many new construction opportunities have so much demand that some neighborhoods are calling for highest and best offers when they release new properties. So imagine you're going to buy a new house all excited, and now you have to bid or fight for it or get into a bidding war, and that doesn't feel good ever. And while we're on our way to a community on Johns Island, we were commenting on how we like the approach this new Johns Island development is taking. It's really a pretty place. Let me show it to you here. We've kind of seen it so far. They had just released 9 lots, and this is a really interesting setting. It's a 2,000-acre working farm with quality homes being built. There's nothing like this in Charleston or even on the East Coast that I'm aware of. It has this beautiful mile-long driveway through these fields. So think about it like this. With a group of 4 to 5 agents serving the community, and with it being a beautiful and highly desirable and very unique place, and of course with buyers coming from all over to look at Charleston, well, they had a lot of people wanting those 9 lots that they released. And well, while other neighborhoods are doing things differently, they chose to draw names from a hat, which I appreciate. So rather than get people stressed about having to pay more by making it a bidding war, and nobody wants that experience, but that's what the market has been here. So Neil and I, we went out and we shot some drone footage so his West Coast buyer could choose which 2 or 3 to put his name on.
Trying to get a good view of all the different lots for this buyer.
So fast forward to this morning, and we found out that he was the lucky number that got pulled from the hat. In fact, he got the flagship lot with this amazing view. So congrats, Mike. Okay, real estate. Yes, it has changed in many ways. Homeowners have had a chance to slow down and take a look at what they're doing, and many have chosen to move to where they want to be. And this is, of course, made possible by being able to work virtually. And buyers are having to look online to really try and figure things out before dealing with the hassles of travel. And this is one of the reasons we're out shooting videos on this Johns Island subdivision. And of course, like I said, the supply chain is causing issues for everyone. So it's an interesting puzzle to navigate, and it keeps life on our toes here in Charleston for sure. Okay, I know I told you I would share with you where to get farm-to-table food. So let me show you Rosebank Farms Market. So it's right off of Bohicket Road here. Actually, this is Betsy Carrison Parkway. So they bring seafood right out of the creeks and vegetables right out of the field. And they have lots to offer and even a few food trucks. So you can go out there for lunch. And my wife and I like to come out on Saturdays for a nice drive in the country and the occasional tomato pie. Now, my brother-in-law actually runs Rosebank Kitchen. It's about a mile down the road. Now, he is an excellent chef, and he decides to make a few big batches of whatever he wants each day, and he sells it. So the best thing to do is go to their Facebook page each day because they don't have a menu. I'll link it here in the description. But it's just a buy it off the shelf, no soup for you type of scenario. It's not your traditional restaurant, but it is low country cooking at its finest. Okay, that's it. If you like what you see or if you need help buying or selling, this is sort of what we do and how we like doing it these days. So you can reach out to us here on the site if you need us. And if you have time, we would love to hear what you do and where you are and how all of this has changed the way that you work. So just let us know in the comments. The pandemic, it's interesting. All right. Thanks so much for staying until the end. Oh, and if you're curious about John's Island, this is a deep dive tour of the entire area where we do show you this neighborhood in detail and several others as well. So give it a watch, and we look forward to meeting you and hearing about your life in the comments. Thanks so much. Bye.